So, we're going to talk today about the negativity portion of the fast. I was going, and of course, those of you who are fasting, whatever God told you to, we have some doing sugar and all kinds of other things, social media, other stuff going on. But if God asks you to fast that, you just go right on ahead and you fast that. But for those of you who are joining our doubt, unbelief, and negativity fast, I've kind of been talking about it from the point of more the doubt and unbelief, because at first I thought that's what I would be focusing on the most. And I am still working on that. But I also, it's really bright. I also had some great inspiration last Friday when we did our accountability call. Some of the moms were doing the negativity portion more so than the doubt and unbelief. And I was super inspired by them. So I thought I'd pop on today and I would share with you 3 different ways that I've been inspired and just ways to do the negativity portion of the fast. Okay. So first, one of the moms was she said she's contending for her marriage in this, and there's nothing necessarily to put her finger on, but she just wants an overall, deeper, healthier, thriving marriage going on. And so she decided, and she actually, the Lord helped her realize that part of that is the nitpicking, if you will, of when, okay, if he leaves the couch cushion on the floor, or you leave a cupboard door open, or you leave your hat on the counter, whatever it is, it's that like the comments about that, right? That actually produces a negative overtone in the marriage. And so she realized that and was going to practice holding her tongue and not pointing out all the things that create that negativity in their marriage. And so she realized with the fast, instead of just doing it like out of self-control and just realizing, oh, I want this to change, I'm going to try to change it, doing it in the context of a fast with the Lord, she's like, I'm finding myself seeing the thing on the floor, and the Lord is helping me shut my mouth when normally it would have just popped out, right? And so when you're replacing it with the Lord, when you're putting these things in godly order, right? When you're saying, no, God is higher for me, and I am human, I'm surrendering this to you, Lord, then he can show up for us. And so she was finding so much encouragement in realizing that like she wasn't needing to say the thing. And she was able to hold her tongue, and it was creating more peace in her marriage. And so that was just a really cool like twist on the negativity fast, right? Another mom was sharing how she realized when she started doing the fast, how much when she's like throughout the day, someone asks, how are you doing? She's like, I'm good, but, and then starts to list all the negative things. And she didn't realize how much she was actually speaking out all the negativity. So for her, it was really focusing on all the little positive things and letting that be the overarching theme in her day when she went to answer the how are you question, or just thinking about her day that she. And so I was inspired by that too, going like, I'm a really positive person, but I was like, sometimes I do tend to like, oh yeah, we're doing good, but oh my gosh, the time change today. Like everyone was just a wreck this morning, and like whatever it was, and because today is the time change. And pointing out, you say like, oh, we're good, but, and then you point out the things that you're complaining about or the negative things. And so instead, it's actually work to be like, oh, we're good, and share something positive. There's something in our culture that like we just want to like commiserate with each other. And so we bring up this negative, and then the other person's like, oh, I know, right? And so then you bond in that way. However, is that what we really want to be bonding over, right? This made me start thinking like, oh my gosh, I need to be more outspoken about the positive things in my life. That's actually a vulnerable thing, because we get really self-conscious about bringing out, pointing out positive things or good things going on in our life. And I think it's because we don't want to make others feel bad or like we're bragging, right? But there's something to be said about raising the bar of conversation or pointing out this and then either giving people that opportunity to encourage you and say that's amazing, and then giving them permission to share something great in theirs as well, right? Or what if we went up and we're like, hey, how are you? And like, I'm great. What's going great in your day to day, right? Or what's positive in your day to day? Like in me, fasting negativity and pulling in the positive, like that can actually be lived out and reflected by how I pull that out in others. And so that's a conscious change to make than how we normally greet each other and talk to each other in the day. And so that was just really, got me, my wheels spinning, going like, hey, I want to start encouraging others to share their positive as well with me. And so how can I do that? How can I like, hey, what's just a little blessing that you've had today, right? Like that might sound weird because people don't talk that way. People don't come to each other and say that. But do you have some friends that you can and start practicing that? Like, wouldn't you like to elevate all of your relationships up to that level, right? And so I'm super I'm like into this. I'm into this. Okay, the third thing that came to negativity that I actually saw on, I think it was Instagram this weekend, and it was just a reel that was a mom, and I should have saved it, and I didn't. But I love that so I wish I could give her credit. Ugh, that's why I'm like, oh, I wish I saved it so I could give her credit. But she says, hey, I used to hate cleaning up the house. And yes, we all know that like we can give our kids chores and we can have them clean up the house, but we still end up going through and all the little things just that are scattered all over. Like that's really comes down to us if we want it done, right? And so she's like, instead of being resentful of my whole family when I have to go around and clean up all the little odds and ends, instead, every item I pick up, I pray for that person. So she's like, it has changed my prayer life because every time I pick up the cup that my husband left on the counter or the shoes of my, toddler or the, stuffed animal of my, whatever, I'm making this up, but like the reel is her like going around picking stuff up and being like, I'm praying every time for this person. Now I'm praying for my marriage. I'm praying for protection over my kids. I'm praying for their future spouse. I'm praying for their heart. I'm praying for their mind. Like I'm praying over them every time I pick something up. And I was like, this is brilliant. Why have I never thought about that? And I have to tell you, I do get resentful. I mean, I can get my kids to do their chores and all the things, but all these little odds and ends, the cup that who knows who that is got left here. Then I just pray for my family, right? The book that they were reading that got left on the couch. Like I do that too. And I don't get mad at my book, but I get mad at their book. It's still sitting on the couch. Okay. But instead of being resentful, being like, yay, an opportunity to pray real quick for them. Right. And that can change everything, right? That what an amazing habit to get into. And for those of you who are like, I wish I prayed for my family more, instead of being resentful that you have to pick up stuff around the house and take care of the house. And I do, let's be real. I do. I wish I could say I didn't. So that's why this hit me so hard. I'm like, no, let me use that time productively for something that could be like, can anything be greater than praying for your people and talking to God and pointing, using that time? I have been known to use chores to talk to God, but I'm not necessarily praying for my family members in those times, right? And so that super cool. Super cool. I'm for it. Okay. That is my encouragement for you in the fast this week. I will be at a conference all week, so we will not be doing an accountability call this week, but we will do it next week. Okay. So look in the Zoom or in the Facebook group and in your email. and I'll have a Zoom link just like we did last Friday. Last Friday was a little bit of a short, what, oh my gosh, what's the word? I didn't give you very much notice. And that's because I was like, I don't want any more time to pass. We're just going to do it. So if you missed it, don't worry. We'll do another one next week. Okay. So I'll send out a Zoom link earlier for you. Okay. Hope you're doing great in the fast. In the comments, let me know, are you still fasting? How's it going? What are you fasting? If it's different than us, or just say, yep, I'm with you. Or now I'm going to jump on and do a little more negativity because these were inspiring. So I hope it inspired you a little bit, and I hope that you're continue to fast through this week and into Easter. And I just think this is amazing. So let me know how it's going, and I will talk to you next Monday. Okay, bye.